After falling to a lowly record of 5-20, the Orlando Magic have reeled off 7 wins out of their last 8 games and now just sit 2.5 games out of a play-in spot. Their 6-game winning streak was snapped by a bogus late foul call in Atlanta, but the Orlando Magic, the new resilient Orlando Magic, bounced back and beat the Rockets tonight after trailing by 15 late in the third quarter. This team proved that they're resilient, and hold on, I have to talk about this play right here. Paolo Banchero with a little shimmy move, using his offhand, going past a tough veteran defender like Aaron Gordon, and finishing over Jabari Smith Jr. to ice the game. Unreal. But yeah, getting back to the topic, this team proved that they're different from the previous young core that the Magic had. They always fight till the end and don't let their youth be an excuse to just quit. This team is maturing before our eyes and it's beautiful to witness. The Magic dealt with so many injuries early on in their season and things were looking bleak heading into December. They were facing a tough stretch against playoff teams and contenders like the Clippers and the Celtics while on a brutal 9-game losing streak. They could have easily folded and accepted another losing season and simply charged it to their youth. But instead, they persevered and now are amongst some of the teams that are contenders for the play-in spot at least. They have salvaged their season when everyone expected them to just sink. So what's changed? And is it sustainable? Well, I'm going to break it all down in this video, so let's just get straight into it. First off, the Magic finally have most of their guards back healthy in the rotation. Markelle missed the first 20 games and Cole Anthony missed 16 of the first 21. It was tough to watch when they were out. We were slow getting into sets, not pushing the tempo. The offense just looked erratic. Jalen Suggs injured his ankle in the second game of the season and, to his credit, he did his best to play through it. He was running the offense much better until the end when he injured his ankle again and we just had to shut him down. We still have to rely on the likes of Kevon Harris to run plays, which was just an eyesore to watch, to put it lightly. But the return of Markelle and Cole into the lineup has done wonders for the Magic offense. The Magic were dead last in assists per game from October 19th to December 5th, while coughing the ball up a lot, with the second worst turnover percentage in the league in that time period. The Magic offense simply needed guards who could bring the ball up and beat traps and set up the offense all in one go. Kell and Cole could handle full court pressure and could split double teams to find open scoring opportunities. They're pushing the pace and also in the half court, reading defenses well and getting to the spots in the mid-range, and that's paid off especially in crunch time. They both made some big mid-range shots down the stretch in clutch situations. Cole is looking much more poised with the ball and is playing within the offense. The stats say that he's averaging 1 ISO possession per game, but I don't think that's accurate. However, he has toned down some of his tunnel vision tendencies of the past. He only goes one-on-one when Franz and Poalo are on the bench. His effectiveness in scoring off the ball will go a long way in determining if he'll ever be a starter, and so far it looks like he's improved in that area a lot, so kudos to Cole. The return of our guards has helped Franz Wagner open up his offense. Being relieved of primary playmaking duties has allowed the second-year forward to utilize his elite off-ball scoring skills. In addition, what I like about having Markelle in the lineup in particular is that he recognizes and feeds whoever has a hot hand, like he did here when Franz was torching the Raptors. Markelle just has a calming presence on the floor. He's a competent point guard, he makes winning plays on offense, he's a vocal presence, and does all the simple things that we take for granted, like making proper entry post passes to Poalo, proper inbound passes, making the right cut here in the clutch when the offense was breaking down. Little things like those add up and could make up the difference between a win or a loss, especially in a close game. And early on in the season, the Magic were losing a lot of close games because they weren't making the little winning plays that don't show up in the box score. Our offense flows so much better when Fultz is on the floor, and that's another reason why the Magic have looked so much better lately. They're finally moving the ball around. Their 50-point first quarter onslaught against the Hawks rivaled the beautiful motion offense of the 2014 San Antonio Spurs. Players making the extra pass, moving off the ball, cutting to the right areas. No more stagnant offense that we saw a lot in October and November. Everyone's eating and getting their share of shots, and guess what? That's resulted in the entire team hustling and giving it their all on both ends of the court. Everyone feels involved, from Poalo to Admiral Schofield. Admiral is shooting with so much confidence lately. The Englishman has hit a couple of big threes down the stretch in our last 2 games. And this topic helps me transition to the other big reason behind the resurgence of the Magic. Since the start of the month, they've had arguably the best bench in the league. Their bench has posted the second best net rating and surprisingly have had the best offensive rating this month. Admiral Schofield, Kevon Harris, Cole Anthony, Terrence Ross, and yes, even Mo Bamba are all bringing energy to the game. They're moving the ball around on offense, crashing the boards, and hitting timely threes in the fourth. Kevon has been our best perimeter defender in the stretch, and that's why he's been on the floor in crunch time. The offense has been firing, but I think the biggest reason behind the Magic looking so much better recently is their defense and rebounding. The Magic had the second best rebounding percentage in the league during their winning streak and are averaging 12 offensive rebounds per game since their win against the Clippers. I think Paolo's ankle injury limited his explosiveness to jump for rebounds in his first 5 or so games back from his injury, but now he looks back into form. Mo Bamba actually has a pulse. These past few games is the most engaged I've ever seen him look in a Magic uniform. Let's see if he can hold this up because he has teased us in the past. And to be fair to Mo Bamba, he was dealing with some back spasms early on, and we all know as Magic fans how detrimental back injuries could be to a player. Mo has never looked better going for rebounds than he has, and I'm still rooting for him because the concept of what he could be is just perfect for the modern NBA. The team as a whole has come up with a lot of clutch rebounds in the fourth quarter. Markelle had a couple against the Celtics, and Keywan grabbed a big one in Boston as well. Continuing on, this recent stretch of wins is showing a glimpse of how good the Magic defense could be going forward, as they posted the 5th best defensive rating since December 5th when they started their little winning streak. They've also tied Miami for allowing the least number of points in the paint since the start of the month. Their length has really bothered opponents at the rim. They can run gimmicky zone defenses for extended periods because their length takes up a lot of space and forces the opposing team to go ISO mode with little to no ball movement. The zone defense helped the Magic go on a 17-4 run to get back to the game against the Rockets. Credit Mo Wagner for being the pest that he is on defense, and of course the length of Bol and Mo Bamba. Bol is slowly getting better at reading defenses and reacting faster for help side blocks, and Mo Bamba, like I said, is playing as engaged as I've ever seen him. Keywan Harris and Admiral Schofield have both earned their spots on an NBA roster through playing great defense, and I tell you what, it's going to be difficult to take them out of the rotation whenever J.I. and Chuma return, but what a great problem to have though. Additionally, the Magic have done a much better job at limiting dribble penetration from guards, which was a huge problem early on in the season. Praise Markelle for utilizing his size and wingspan against the likes of Fred VanVleet, Jaylen Brown, and Trae Young. And this is only going to get better once Jalen Suggs and Gary Harris Jr. get back healthy. The insufferable amount of open corner threes that they give up early on in the season has also been somewhat limited. We're still giving up too many, but this time they've done a much better job at contesting them at least. The Magic have held their opponents to just 31% from 3 in their last 10 games. The Raptors shot only 16 for 66 during our back-to-back wins against them, and the Celtics shot even worse, going 23 for 93. Again, the length of the Magic is the culprit of all this. The Magic have all the pieces of being a top 10 defensive team from here on out, especially when the likes of Wendell, Suggs, Gary Harris Jr., Chuma, and of course J.I. return. And Poalo and Bol's defensive awareness is just going to get better as they gain more experience. Paolo Banchero's defense before his injury was lackadaisical at best. However, he's picked it up recently. He's shifting his feet much better against smaller players and has come up with a lot of clutch stops like he did here with the game on the line. Earlier on, I think he spent so much energy on offense and it affected his defense. The return of Markelle has allowed Franz to be more of a scorer than the primary initiator, and that's then lifted some of the offensive burden off of Paolo. And staying on the topic of our prize rookie, he and Franz Wagner are not only learning to play together, but they're also dominating games together. Both of them can create inside and out, and the strengths are complementing each other so perfectly, especially this month. You know, Franz being fed on cuts from Paolo, and in return, the gravity that Franz now commands opens up so much space for Paolo to operate from the high post. It's going to be such a joy to watch both of them grow together. We deserve this, Magic fans. We deserve it. This Orlando Magic team is growing right before our eyes. Their resiliency has been evident and a big reason why they've turned their season around. They came back to beat a true title contending Clippers team after being down by 17 in the third and on their way to their 10th straight loss. They've withheld runs by the Raptors and the Hawks and also kept their composure against the Celtics, especially when they went down 84-80 in the fourth quarter. They fought till the end against the Hawks and came up just short, and of course they came back today against the Rockets. Markelle's leadership has been a huge reason why the Magic have been able to maintain their composure when opponents go on huge runs in the fourth. I still believe that we need to add a couple more veterans that can play, but that's a topic for another video. If we start losing again, then I'm going to release a video on that topic because I already made one, and hopefully for us, that video will remain shelved forever. I want us to win at least 32 games and hopefully sneak into the play-in this season. And with the way this team has been gelling recently and the way they've beaten some quality teams, don't be surprised if they're in the run for a play-in spot in April. Thanks for watching this video. If you learned something new about the Magic and brought some value, then please hit the like button and share this video with other Magic fans, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We're gonna grow together with this Magic team, and hopefully good times are ahead. Enjoy your holidays and go Magic.